that I'm driving, I'm parking. Have you ever driven such a car? You will now wait. You will park instantly to the ground. You now she's there attacking me, beating me over 30,000. Even if it's 100,000, how much money have I spent to you? Do you think I can run away with 100,000?
Do you think I can run away with 100,000? So it seems to be a dispute over money that he feels they are demanding of him, and he seems to be challenging that. But let's continue.
I don't imagine he was actually challenging the money.
What's that?
I don't think he was challenging the amount that he owed. He probably didn't have cash, or they didn't have the payment platform he wanted to use. I do not know. But the whole thing just reeks of absolute arrogance. And this guy, apparently from high school, has a history of violence. And, these are the people who end up in our security circles. They're the guys that we have to count on to protect us. They are policemen, they are soldiers, they are our quote-unquote intelligence officers, intelligence.
And as it turns out, he is a police officer, isn't he?
Yes, he is a police officer, but by dint of the fact that, this guy is apparently the side child of the former king of Ankole, so he,
layers of privilege. Being police, being of a certain tribe, being close to certain people, and he thought he could throw this clout around to have his way.
And it looks around the lady and is like, who are you? You're nothing. How dare you even question?
All right, let's continue with the video. Let's continue to see how it unfolded, and then I'll get your thoughts on it.
And tomorrow we go to court. Stupid. And you are wrong, stupid. Manyoko. That is a feeling.
All right, that was terrible. Terrible. And you can tell she was shocked at first. At first she was silent for a moment, and then before we knew what was happening, then she just starts wailing and screaming. She couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that crying is largely from the shock that how dare this person lay their hands on me. Well, none of her family has ever laid their hands on her. She has just come to that store to make a living. She probably earns minimum wage. Maybe she could lose a tooth or break a bone from that. She doesn't have medical insurance. She's just taking this beating because she's poor. And this is a guy reeking with privilege. This is a guy who wants to decide who goes to jail and who gets to walk out. And then we wonder why our prison system is full. It's because we have people like this. I'll give you an example of a campaign that Public Square did just over a year ago. There was this old lady in Barara, in the middle of a land dispute, and the businessman who wants to steal her land has police in their pocket, so they pair up these police officers. In the middle of the rain, a downpour, police comes. They frame this woman that, she's trespassing on her own property. She refuses. She says, you can't take me to police for trespass, a charge you've slapped on me like 5 times. She is in her late 70s. She has an 100-year-old mom who counts on her to look after her. And they dragged her in the mud and took her to police for trespassing on her own property. But anyway, thankfully, we used the power of social media and the Q networks, and the next morning, those 4 police officers were fired by the standards unit of police. Thank goodness. They were given a hearing and then fired, and then they are being tried criminally, and then we are going after them through the civil courts for compensation to this old woman. And I think we need to make this mainstream behavior as the response to anything to do with police brutality. Citizens should come together put money together, get lawyers, pay lawyers to go after that man and everything he has. What price can you put to the humiliation that woman has suffered? What price can you put to the sheer shock and ambush that she has to take for the rest of her life? This thing has gone to millions of people.
Okay, so
And such police, which you can see they at this stage trying to improve their response to citizens, they're embracing community policing, they respond better to complaints faster. Such rotten apples need to be weeded out.